climate change. This is the Earth, planet, and our solar system that we live on. However, our planet is not on a good path for continuing to sustain life. The Earth is facing the accelerating detrimental effect of climate change, also referred to as global warming. Well, what exactly is climate change? Climate change is defined as a long-term change in Earth's overall temperature with massive and permanent ramifications. Climate scientists believe that there isn't caused naturally by the human activity. Earth's atmosphere consists of gases such as oxygen and nitrogen and the other gases known as greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide, nitrous oxide, and methane. Incoming light from the hour hits Earth's surface. The Earth absorbs some of the energy hitting the surface of the planet. The rest of the energy gets reflected. Some of that energy goes back on into space. The greenhouse gases like carbon dioxide trap the energy and send it right back to its surface, heating it up even more. This is known as the greenhouse effect. Now, a little greenhouse effect is a natural to the Earth, and that's a good thing to have, but a large greenhouse effect can be catastrophic, causing a lot of that energy to stay in our atmosphere and the energy to stay in our atmosphere and trap the Earth at an accelerating rate. Some of the human activity has emits greenhouse gases are fossil fuels, burning animals and agriculture, and the reforestation and waste and recycle pollution. Burning fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas as well as gasoline for some of the largest pollutants of carbon emissions. Not only that, but when fossil fuels are not burned and their gas is mixed with heat, by create smog, a thick air pollutant that is slightly toxic. The Earth loses on average 400 billion years like a giant block of ice 4 miles long on each side, 64 cubic miles, that melts and it's added to the ocean filled with too much water in the shores. Like Louisiana can't hold all the water and coastal regions get flooded and destroyed. Climate change also causes more frequent and intense natural disasters such as hurricanes, floods, tornadoes, heat waves, and droughts. So the question is, how do we stop this? Instead of burning fossil fuels, we need to convert to renewable energy such as solar and wind power, which heat carbon emission with operating energy from the sun and the wind are infinite unlike fossil fuels. We will never run out of them. More solar energy falls on the Earth in 1 hour than all the energy that our civilizations consume in 1 year. Civil engineers from the Solutions Project calculated that we could power most of the world with only renewable energy. But why should we care about global warming and climate increasing? The Earth's temperature has risen of 1.5 degrees Fahrenheit over the past century and is projected to rise another 0.5 to 8.6 degrees Fahrenheit over the next 100 years. Animals and plant life are struggling to adapt to these conditions. If even one species goes extinct, it can create a domino effect with the food chain. New living plants or animals, new living humans, rising temperature make the Earth's oceans become warmer, which causes something known as ocean acidification. Ocean acidification, which rises the acid level in the oceans from the carbon dioxide reacting with the salt water. Ocean acidification harms animal life and what's causing the death of the Great Barrier Reef. This is a problem because about 1 billion people use ocean life as their main source of protein. Since the oceans are becoming warmer, this is a problem because about 1 billion people use ocean life as their main source of protein. Since the oceans are becoming warmer, the polar ice caps are melting, which has caused almost 65% of the polar ice caps to melt since 1979. Decided to do it. If we cut back on people or station, not only does that reduce the amount of fossil fuels burned, but there will be more plants and forests actively absorbing carbon dioxide. If we use the reusable and renewable resources, will reduce the amount of energy needed to create new products. This will be reduce the massive amount of landfall bumping that we do. That all that sounds like great, efficient, and healthy idea. But how can I help you personally right now? You can drive an electric fuel-efficient car facing your regular car, which prevent the emissions of about 1 ton carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. But we can't afford to just buy new and different cars, so to help you can walk or bike places, take public transportation, or if anything is of the accelerator and make your car as efficient as possible, use energy. Efficient light bulbs LED. Light bulbs use only fraction of the power of incandescent light bulb. Air dry of your clothes instead of using power guzzling machine. Turn off mechanics or lights using them. Eat less meat at all by replacing an omnivorous diet with a vegan diet. The average can prevent the emission of about 1.5 tons of CO2 into the atmosphere. Reduce and reuse, recycle, and of course spread your knowledge and concerns of climate change. Remember, climate change is very real and is drastically affecting planet Earth, our home, and although we are the problem, but we can also be the solution.